As a Blackcat, Andrea was part of the volleyball, basketball, and track and field teams. Andrea was also a member of Herculaneum High School's first girls cross-country team. Despite her many professional achievements, Ann's greatest accomplishment is being a mother. She has 2 sons, Zachary and Elliot. While serving as an electrical engineer and helicopter gunner in the United States Marines, Ann's son Zachary sustained disabling injuries. Zachary suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injury, Parkinson's, and other injuries. His service disabilities inspired Andrea to raise community awareness of the damaging effects of PTSD and TBI. Her vision was to create a place that promotes wellness for those that live with PTSD and TBI, as well as those who serve and continue to serve our great country. Andrea gave up her home and invested her life savings to purchase Deer Creek Golf Course and transform it into For Honor Golf and Event Center and the For Honor Foundation in House Springs, Missouri. Andrea's mission to create a therapeutic place for military and first responders who serve our nation and communities came at great professional and personal sacrifice, including living in the golf course clubhouse and sleeping on an air mattress. As Andrea explained in an interview with KSDK, if those who have served can put their lives on the line, I can put my savings on the line. The golf course design focuses on the United States military and emergency responders, with each hole paying tribute to a different branch of the military. The mission of For Honor Golf is to provide free golf memberships, giving free green fees for military, veterans, and first emergency responders, all who serve, protect, defend, sacrifice, and are willing to put their lives on the line every day. For Honor has become the first Jefferson County Veterans Center access point with a remote PTSD and TBI Wellness Counseling Office. It serves as AMVET's Post 30 headquarters and leases office space for organizations who offer therapy, counseling, and services to assist in the wellness of military and first responders. Helping those in need is a way of life for Andrea. In addition to her selfless act to create the golf safe haven for our military and first responders, Andrea also helped raise money for the New York and New Jersey Port Authorities and police departments after 9/11. Following Hurricane Irene, she volunteered for the Red Cross, assisting New Jersey residents with food and shelter. Andrea also is a national spokesperson and board member for the Fallen Heroes Project and supports Camp Hope in Farmington, Missouri. I'm so very proud to introduce Ms. Andrea Politte, 2019 Distinguished Alumni, into Herculaneum's Hall of Fame.
First, did I do all that? Wow, I don't know how she found all that out. And I'm like, where did you find all that out? Thank you, Paula. That was beautiful. I really, really appreciate it. I kept looking around the room to see who you were talking about. To be in this room with so many distinguished people, I'm so honored, so very honored. There are inductees in here, graduates from Herculaneum. There's a ton of cross-country runners in here. Holy cow. What an amazing achievement, you know, for all of our coaches. And I think that Herculaneum has always been known as a school with a lot of great spirit and a lot of great pride in not just our athletics, but also our academics and our music. We had some amazing music educators as well over the years. Sometimes it came with a little bit of a challenge when you were in band and you wanted to run cross country or vice versa, and you had to be at one event or the other. And sometimes the coaches and the band directors got a little tense. I tried band and cross country at the same time. It didn't work for me. I tried to play the clarinet, and I remember Jack Gray, Dr. Gray, he would take his lunch break to try to teach me how to play clarinet. And I was just so much into cross country, I just couldn't get my head out of it. And so he looked at me one day and he said, Andrea, I think you need to just stick to running. I said, okay. And that's what I did. And I had some great coaches too. Clark Willie, Franklin, they were also great coaches in cross country. Wow, to follow Mr. Jarvis, and there was my dog taking the podium. Here, Jasper, and this is Jasper, by the way. Here, Jasper. This is Jasper. He is an emotional support therapy dog, as well as a physical therapy that if somebody would fall down, he knows how to get underneath them and try to lift them up. I had back surgery a couple years ago because I was trying to lift a Purple Heart parking abutment up a hill after a rainstorm because it was on the ground. And I was like, there's a Purple Heart parking abutment on the ground. That just can't happen. So I went running down the hill, and I was carrying this parking abutment up this wet, steep hill, and sure enough, blew my back out. And he helped me up every time I would spasm and be on the ground. So he became in emotional therapy. It took 2 years, but he is there for the PTSD at the golf course. I'm kind of jumping ahead here because I really want to say thank you so much. I'm going to go back to that, but I just want to say thank you so much to all the teachers and all the educators that have been a part of the school system that have helped create every single one of us into who we are. That's such an accomplishment. We are a great group of a community of people, and we take great pride in our school system and in Dunklin R-5. Somebody else that I want to make sure that I really give a lot of thanks to is my dad. I call him Daddy-O, and we're actually getting ready to open a bar and deli at the golf course, and we're going to call it Daddy-O's on the patio. But I owe everything to my dad. He's my hero. He is an amazing man. When we were young, my sister and I, and he took us on at a time when fathers didn't raise daughters. He chose to keep us when our mom didn't show up in court to claim us. So he chose to keep us, and he says, you know what? You can take the car, but I'm keeping the house and the kids. And he stuck to that. And a few years later, he married a wonderful woman. Her name is Joyce Green, who took a ton of cross-country pictures all the time and was always trying to cart us back and forth and back and forth. We had one car. He worked for a while. He worked 2 jobs and went to night school. And then after he was married, we still had this one car. And he worked up off a page. So Mom would drive us back and forth to all of our school events. And my brothers and sisters are here. I have one brother that wasn't able to make it, but they're here. How amazing is that my family showed up? I wish my kids could have been here, but they live in Atlanta and they live in Florida, and they're safe from the hurricane that came through, which I'm very grateful for, and I'm so sorry for all the people going through what they're going through down there. But my family's here, and that's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. So we all were a part of athletics. We were all part of the sports. We were all part of academics and band and music and something in one way or another. And I think it helped develop each one of us into the people we are today. And that gives us momentum. What we do through our high school years, and I got to talk to a few really wonderful kids yesterday and in the whole student body. And, you know, it's just like, as Ryan was saying, you know, this is where you make your memories when you're in school. You make those memories because you're going to carry them with you for the rest of your life. And it's true, you know, the things that we do throughout our high school years really propel us into who we are as adults. And at the base of it all, of course, is our mother and our father, and those around us who love us in our community and our neighbors. You know, we had neighbors that helped raise us because that's just the way it was. You know, it takes a village to raise a child, and it's so true. And we couldn't do anything if it wasn't for everybody in our life that is a part. So to say that there's no word given tonight, there's so many people that are a part of that. It can't be just for me, you know. I get emotional because, like I said, my dad's my hero and my best friend. And he sacrificed so much throughout his life. I mean, when he sees support, emotional support, he's doing his job. See, this was a test, really, to see if he would do it. Thank you, Dad. Thank you. Mama's okay. Thank you. It's okay. He's crying. He's like, oh, come here. It's okay. Come here, Jasper. Anyway, so I hope everybody, make time for each other. I've been so busy that I haven't got to spend as much time with my family as I probably should. But they understand. They're like, oh, it's Andrea. She'll be here when she can. She's kind of working. She's doing this, she's doing that, but she'll be here when she can. And they've always been so understanding. I've not been one to much let the dirt settle under my feet, I guess. Stay in one place for too long, I get bored easy, I think. But my true heart is in serving others. And that's because that's how Dad raised us. Dad raised us to be in service. So proud of him. I feel like this is his award. I do. I really do. I have a lot of great high school memories. All the way from starting out in volleyball and coach and track, and then homecoming queen. Dug it out of the basement. Daddy-O brought it. That was Sarah. Throughout our life, we are blessed more and more every day by the people that we can include to the fabric of our life, of who we are. And I call it a fabric because I really feel like every person that we come in contact with is a thread that brings more to us, that creates that fabric of our life. And we have no fabric without the people that have created those threads. And those threads make us who we are. That's the blanket that supports us. That's the blanket that comforts us. That gets us through those tough times, the challenges, and the support of everybody around. And my sister, Colleen, Dad, can you bring me that envelope right up here? Daddy-O. Well, I got to do this. Even though I was one of the first girls cross-country teams, there's somebody else here who was the very first girl cross-country runner. And yes, and she actually managed the teams when they did 750 mile. They were the 750 club. And I want to give my sister something that she didn't get to get. She moved away and wasn't able to get this. And so I made a couple phone calls. One was a wonderful Coach Caston here. And I asked if there was any way that she could finally get her letter, because she never got it. Hi, sis. And you know what? She almost didn't make it tonight because they were going to be traveling out of town. And I said, what do you mean they're going out of town? She goes, well, we've already got plans. We're going to be heading up to New England, and so we're not going to be able to be there. I go, oh, really? I said, I really wish you were going to try to make time to be there. She goes, why? I said, well, I'll just tell you when you get back. And I knew that would be like, what? What are you talking about? I said, well, I just would really like you there. And I wanted to make sure she got her letter that she's never, ever got to have. So I wanted to make sure she got it. She is the first girl cross country ever at Herculaneum High School. And she was a Michigan bound. So, and she served our country. So she's a huge inspiration. No, I'm just saying, but she also served our country, so she was also part of my inspiration. And she would take me out on road runs. And you think, you talk about a tough coach. Woo, I have a stitch. She'd be like, you got it, what? I said, my side. She goes, get down and give me some sit-ups right now. I'm like, what? She goes, get down and give me some sit-ups. that'll take that stitch away.
What about
So,
Tommy Doyle?
well, Doyle and, yeah, Beckett's and Doyle's and everybody,
And I had all the back roads all marked.
Oh yeah, Dad went out with the car and he would take all the mileage and all the routes and for all the how much mileage and everything, and he would always say, "Don't you run the same route twice. Don't ever run the same route twice," because people would see you and us being females and all that. So way back then he was concerned about that, but he had all of it marked, and then he would follow us in the car sometimes with the lights on. Same with the coaches sometimes. They would follow us with the cars with the lights on, just trying to make sure that, we stayed on track. And every once in a great while, they'd have music on for us when we were doing those 8-mile road runs. And we were almost dead coming in. But we did it, and it made us better people. It built us character. Because all those times when we didn't think we could do it, we did it. All those sore muscles starting up in the seasons. And we thought that everybody could see the muscles hanging out of our skin because they hurt so bad. And, it made us better people because there's been so many times, and in the birth of my children, I have 2 amazing, wonderful sons that I have the privilege and the honor to call my sons. I could not have got through my first labor and delivery without what I gained through cross country, because it was a tough one. It was 36 hours, and all I kept thinking was running those sobs over here on the hill, and running and putting up with, being tired and sore. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And it was the coaches always on us. You can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And Dad used to tell us, raising us, you can do whatever you put your mind to. You can do it. You got to believe in yourself. And that's part of what I talked about yesterday to the kids, was about the word be. Such a powerful word. Be. Believe. Be who you are. Be genuine. Be kind. Be considerate. Be love. But the most important thing is you've got to be you. The way everything affects everybody nowadays, with the way the media and the television and every which way, every direction that people want to take you in life, you've got to stay true to yourself. And you got to believe in those dreams. And you got to believe with hope and passion and commitment. And you got to stick to it. That stick-to-itiveness, it takes you a long way. And I know I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for, first of all, the love of my dad and my mom and my family and my brother and my sisters and brothers, plural, and all my family. And those who support us in our years as spouses or as boyfriends. And I have Sarah in the back here, who is part of the Full Honor Foundation, and she believes so much in what we're all about. Her father also served, and she actually had a family member that was lost in the line of duty as a firefighter. And she believes so much in what we have to do in our mission and our vision of honor and respect and wellness and healing, that she has stuck with me, and her kids work. Her kids come out and wash golf carts today. Not even kidding, we had a tournament today, and they come out and they work so hard. We have a veterans dinner every Veterans Day, and they're there all the time. My sisters come out from my room and go and they help. So if anybody ever wants to volunteer, we got lots to do that we need volunteers for. As Paula was sharing, I'm still trying to catch up with everything you said. As she was sharing, after my high school years, I was married actually in my senior year of high school. I was married at 17 and left school early because I chose to follow being the path of a mom and an entrepreneur and visionary. Opened a salon right out of high school. Became a young mom, and I cherish those years greatly. Had a little salon down here, she said, and I always called it the lower level of my home instead of the basement. It just sounded different. And that's when I kind of became Andrea. I just felt like I was growing up, Other than that, it was Annie Green, which I still love that name, don't get me wrong. But from that time in the salon industry, it took me a lot of places, let me meet a lot of people, a lot of the people that are in the music industry and, as she said, Hollywood and movies and film and television, all that. But you know, at the end of the day, they put their pants on just like we do. And that's how I approached every time I worked with somebody that was, you know, all that in a bag of chips and on TV or doing whatever they do in the music scene. I just figured they just same as we are. There ain't no difference. And that also came from the way we're raised. And that also came from the way you're taught in school, to treat the people the way you want to be treated. To always treat the people in your life the way you want to be treated, and even strangers to be kind. And like I said, it takes you a long way. So the service kept nagging at me, just always kept nagging at me. You need to do more. You need to do more. You need to be about more. You need to be about substance. How are you going to be remembered? How are you going to be remembered? How many lives have you helped? How many people have you reached out to? What have you actually done that makes a difference? That's going to leave the world a better place when you're gone. So, then came, unfortunately, my divorce after 30 years with lots of stress in business. We had salons and we had stuff going on in other states. So I moved back home, of course. And the golf course came up. I didn't know I was going to be a golf course owner, but I prayed. And I said, Lord, put me where you want me. If being married 30 years wasn't where you wanted me to be, which I cherish those years, put me where you want me. I know I'm different. Put me where you want me. And he's like, all right. Gauntlet was thrown. And this golf course came out of nowhere. And this gentleman said, you know, well, it's for sale. And I'm like, no, don't sell it. Don't sell it. Don't sell this golf course. He's like, why not? I said, because this needs to be a place of honor and respect and wellness and healing for the people who serve our country, the people who put their life on the line. And this came out of me like I've been rehearsing it my whole life. I never said it before. So I knew at that point then God was speaking through me, that he had a mission. And I was like, oh, what did I just say? Sure enough, I didn't know how I was going to pay for golf course, right? But God made it happen. I sold everything of value I owned but my car. Slept on a blow-up air mattress, as she said, for 5 years, actually. I just got a bed. I really did. I just got a bed. My kids found out that I was sleeping on a blow-up air mattress, and it kind of upset them a little bit. They're like, Mom, what are you doing sleeping on a blow-up air mattress? Oh my gosh. You know, they've seen us with the house, the beautiful house, the businesses, and all these things. So for them to see their mom sleeping on the floor, they weren't real keen about it. They actually kind of got a little angry at me for it. Mom, you had back surgery and you're sleeping on the floor. What are you doing? I'm like, it's all good. I'm not in the foxhole. It's all good. And so they bought me a bed for Christmas, but it took me 3 months to put it up. They said, you better get that up, Mom. Every time they call, Mom, did you put your bed up? So I guess I just say that because, you know, we are just here for a short time. And the stuff is just stuff. Things are just stuff. The real substance of life is your family, the love of your family, the love of your friends, those around you, the connections that you make, the lives you touch, the people you help with that are less fortunate than you, that you lift up. I always say, no, it's not a handout, it's a handout. It's not a handout. I'm giving you a hand up. Because I hope someday if I was ever in that circumstance, I'd have the same. And it has happened. And people have been there for me my whole life. And I just feel like we need to be able to share that with others. Because that's the substance. That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. That's what takes us wherever we go in our life. That's what is always in us. The stuff stays, but the love continues. So, I want to thank my dad for the love that he instilled in us as a family.